Thank you very much. Let's do the screen sharing thing. I'm gonna keep my video off for now, just to make sure, as I am on load shedding and mobile data, just to make sure that the quality of the screen share is good. This is just so that everybody can then still see what's happening. So today I'm going to briefly mention accounting systems for SMEs, primarily because business owners have different skills and different expertise sessions. They know what they're doing, they're making a business out of it, but they're not always familiar with the accounting side, and that's paperwork and admin. And I've seen how businesses can go under because of the lack of paperwork and admin. For example, this morning Nadia mentioned a stock take. I've heard of massive losses because of a stock take. Many years ago, I was in accounting, and with the auditors present, we did the stock take, and we found about 200,000 rands worth of stolen stuff just by stock take, because the accounting systems weren't implemented correctly, and that's a kind of loss that could easily have been prevented. And that's why I'm a firm believer in this quote from Jean Murray that says every business, no matter how small, needs a financial and tax advisor. So today, come on, switch over. I'm briefly going to mention who we are at Practitioner, the law about bookkeeping for companies. I'm going to give you the three main cloud-based options for South Africa, and then also and compare them. And then also I'll give you some alternative options if you don't want to go for one of those three. So Practitioner Accounting Services is pretty much Coverwell and Patty. They are my staff members. Coverwell sits in Zimbabwe, Patty sits in Mpumalanga, and I am the owner and director, sitting in Boksburg mostly. We are affiliated with CYBA, the South African Institute for Tax Practitioners, and we are proud BNI members since November 2018. So what the law says, the law basically says that, why did it do this? Okay, so the law basically says that a company must keep accurate and complete accounting records of all its business operations. Therefore, it's very important, or in any of the official languages, as is necessary for the company to satisfy its obligations, and including any prescribed accounting records, which must be kept in the prescribed manner and form. And the company's accounting records, just for interest sake, must be kept at or be accessible from the registered office of the company. So the key word here is the prescribed accounting records in the prescribed manner and form. Now this is usually either written or digital on a computer, or a written old school handbook system. I know of one company that still does it this way, but they're getting close to it's a small business and they're getting close to retirement. So I assume they won't be lasting much longer. But the idea is essentially that your accounting records must be kept complete and in full. And this includes not only just your invoices and bank records and all of that, but also a proper asset register, which is something that I find very often is being neglected. Just something that a lot of companies quickly do at year end because financial statements or the auditors wants it. So there's primarily two types of softwares. There's the desktop based, which is your more old school Pastel. Many people know of Pastel or QuickBooks. Now this is desktop based or also server and workstation situations. But you also have a cloud based accounting system, which is, since 2020, everybody is going cloud based and virtual, and cloud based accounting systems has really taken off. We've seen a massive growth there. So the top three cloud-based systems is QuickBooks Online, Sage, and Xero. Now, the Sage name changed from Sage 1 to Sage Online Business Accounting, and then Sage Business Online Accounting Business. And so there's a couple of changes. We just generally refer to it as Sage. And then Xero is one that was generated in New Zealand. And QuickBooks also has a QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Cloud version, but they also have an offline desktop based version. Now it's important to note that as a bare minimum, you want a detailed record of your invoicing, because this affects your tax and all of that. but it also affects your business and your cash flow. And this is the start for all three of these. They provide invoicing and debtors management as a bare minimum. Then they also offer creditors or suppliers management, so you can register or load your suppliers' invoices and make sure that your suppliers are actually paid on time, that kind of thing. And something that goes hand in hand with this is your bank transactions. You want to be able to capture your cash book. So if the customer pays, the transaction is recorded in the bank, and then you can also mark that specific invoice as being paid. So when you run an accounting report, such as your debtors age analysis, which is part of the invoicing or debtors modules usually, you can then see which invoices are outstanding and which invoices are not outstanding. But one thing that cloud-based options have as a default, all three of these have that, is bank statement automation. They take a direct feed from the bank account, from the bank, FNB, Netbank, Standard Bank, ABSA, wherever. They take a direct feed from that and they pre-populate your cash books, making it much faster to generate much less opportunities for human error. So the bank statement automation is a very big plus of cloud-based accounting systems. It is possible in some of the smaller or some of the stronger offline ones, such as Pastel Partner and Pastel Evolution, but it's usually for them it's an add-on module that you have to pay a bit extra for. Whereas with the cloud-based options, this is a default provided service. Then inventory management is a very big one. So this is what is going to allow your stock take to happen. Inventory management also assists your invoicing, and it's a very important factor. The QuickBooks Basic Cloud option does not really have a very useful inventory management system. It's a very basic one. The Sage option can work with up to about 10,000 line items, which is significant, but then the system itself becomes strange and it starts working very slow. Xero has an in-house inventory management system, which is also very basic, but they provide direct access to multiple third parties apps that allow you a fantastic inventory management that will also give you point of sale with that. Then all three apps, all three of these systems, do they allow third-party apps? Yes, QuickBooks does allow it directly from the QuickBooks platform. You can add certain apps as well as third parties. Sage allows for third parties to have plugin apps, and Xero actually has what is known as an app store, so you can literally buy the third-party app directly from Xero, such as PayPal or Receipt Bank. Or PayFast, these third-party apps, but also documents management, client relations management, and that kind of thing. Then mobile app, the QuickBooks app has a very basic mobile app for mostly sales. The Sage option is mostly for invoicing. The Xero has multiple apps, but the basic Xero app allows you multiple functions. For users, your basic license for a QuickBooks user gives you one user plus your accountant. The basic Sage one or the standard Sage one gives you 5 users for about 611 Rand per user per year extra. And then your Xero app gives you unlimited users. And the biggest difference there is the cost. QuickBooks is the cheapest option and very good value for money. Sage is good value for money for what you're getting. They start at 310 Rand, but their basic, very absolute basic run-of-the-mill option starts at 170 Rand, which makes them the cheapest option available there. But Xero is the best option in my opinion. It's Pretera approved, if you can call it that. So Xero is linked to the US dollar. You're paying 35 Rand for the standard Xero license, which as of yesterday with the Rand trading on average around 14.55 per dollar, works out 509 Rand. So you can see there's a significant price difference between QuickBooks, Sage, and Xero. We prefer Xero, but we can provide assistance with the others. Other options you can look at quickly. FNB Instant Accounting gives you free. It's a free system, but it's terrible. You get what you pay for, and you're not paying for anything, so it's terrible. But this is free if you bank with FNB, if you've got an FNB Gold business account. Zoho Apps is also a cloud-based system. We're not very familiar with them. We've seen some work on it. It's same old, same kind of thing there. Pastel, which is the one I've mentioned earlier, it's the offline cloud-based options. There's been some name changes. So previously it was Softline Pastel, then it became Pastel, then it's Sage Pastel, now it's Sage Partner. So it's just generally referred to as Pastel. And then IQ Retail, which was a point of sale system that's developed into a full accounting system. Also quite good, but this is a server and workstation system, so you need to have your server. Um, Alright, that looks like my time's up. And then New Cache is also one that I've heard of recently. It's a very basic desktop based option, also free, but again, you get what you pay for. So as mentioned, we can service. We've partnered with Xero as our main service offering, but we can also assist with Sage and QuickBooks. And if you want to work on your yacht while you're sitting in the Caribbean, but you want to send out an invoice to a client, cloud-based will allow that. That is my contact details. If you have any questions and want to find out more about these systems or general accounting systems and how they could help your business, feel free to book a one-to-one. My name is Jacques from Taljaard Accounting Services.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, Jacques. That was really informative.